Morning, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order and start with Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, I could ask for is the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I will second that. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is approval of minutes of March 7th, March 9th, March 11th.
Make a motion to approve those minutes.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is the approval of claims for payment for 3/16/22.
Make a motion to approve the March 16th, 2022 claims for payment.
I will second that. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Taylor's on vacation today. Bruce is out working, but his report is they are pouring a bridge deck tomorrow for that bridge
Good.
south of New Providence.
It's coming right along then.
Yep, so that is their report on that. Next we have is the pickup bids. They got a bid from Dale Howard's at $48,591, and the Stu Hansen of Urbandale, which I believe is the state bid, is $48,530. $61 higher to go with Dale Howard's. That would be my recommendation. Keep it in county.
Yes, I would make a motion to accept the bid from Dale Howard for $48,591.
I will second that. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Like to see that. I'm glad that we're competitive and we can buy in county.
Yes, I agree.
Any other discussion? Hearing no more, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Consideration of Hardin County's communicable disease policy. Renee, did you want to talk, or was Thomas here on that one?
Well, due to this, I
You have a copy of it there in front of you. So from the operations team, looking at the end of COVID and all the policies that we ramped up a bunch of policies, then dropped a bunch of policies because COVID is kind of gone away. But the county has not had a communicable disease policy. They have a sick leave policy kind of thing, but Rocky put this together from several communicable disease policies, and we reviewed it, and then we sent it to Gallagher, who's your lawyer?
Mike
Galloway.
Galloway.
So he's had his people look it over and review it for anything, and we made those changes. So we recommend putting the communicable disease policy in place and adding it to your handbook.
Yeah, I would make a motion to add the communicable disease policy to the Hardin County policy, employee policies handbook.
I will second that. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next one is a motion to file a petition to intervene in Iowa Utility Board's docket number HLP 2021-0001. Daryl, do you want to speak on that one?
Sure.
That HLP number refers to the Summit Carbon Solution application or permit process that's before the Iowa Utilities Board. And the Office of the Consumer Advocate, which is a division of the Department of Justice in Iowa, is generally tasked for looking out for the interests of the public when any issue like this is brought before the utility board. The rules that Iowa Utility Board has created, does allow for parties, interested parties like Hardin County to intervene to assist with the consumer advocate's task. Because the consumer advocate is just looking at things generally speaking. They're not looking out for any specific affected entities or parties. The rules require that a request to intervene be filed within 20 days of what is known as a scheduling order. There currently has not been a scheduling order entered by the utility board, but Summit has made the request, and that request was made on March 3rd of this year. The Office of Consumer Advocate has filed a resistance to the request for the scheduling order, citing various defects or deficiencies in Summit's pleadings in the, before the utility board. But nevertheless, the utility board could set a scheduling order at any time. And then that clock, that 20-day clock would start to run. And so the reason why I've asked that this be put on the agenda is so that a petition to intervene could be prepared and we don't get sort of behind the clock on this. So when it does, when that scheduling order does, when it is approved, then we can file to intervene. It actually might be somewhat premature to file prior to that scheduling order. So I'd probably wait to see that. Until then, I have to check the Iowa Utility Board website to see if that order has come through. One of the benefits of intervening would be, just like with court filings, I would automatically get those notifications, and so would know promptly when things are filed, what is filed, and what the issues seem to be as this moves forward. So that's the reason why I've asked that this be put on the agenda, and I'd asked the board to direct me to start preparing that. It's no easy thing. It's no two-sentence, we want to intervene. It's going to take a presentation of some information as to why it's important to this county. And certainly when they're going to cross 40 of our secondary roads or blacktops, we have a pretty significant interest in being kept up to date on what's happening. So that's, you got any questions about that?
Yeah.
Not right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I can entertain a motion.
I would make the motion to direct the county attorney
Yes.
to file the motion to file petition to intervene in the Iowa Utility Board docket number HLP-2021-0001 for the proposed CO2 pipeline.
I will second that. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none.
Before I would end up filing it, I would present what I have prepared, because I'll probably need board chair, somebody to sign off as the party, but I will be signing as well. But I won't just file it without you knowing what's in it.
Okay, all right, all right.
Any other discussion? Hearing no more, roll call.
Lance,
Aye.
Renee,
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is resolution to set public hearing for April 6, 2022 at 9:05 a.m. on proposed amendment to ordinance number 1 and proposed repeal of ordinance of number 40.
Would make a motion to set April 6th, 2022 at 9:05 a.m. for the proposed amendment to ordinance number 1 and the proposed repeal of ordinance number 40.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Lance,
Aye.
Renee,
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, what we've been waiting for is Lori.
Yeah.
Years of service, 40 years.
I do.
Congratulations. You got a speech? I give you 3 minutes. To
I do appreciate the privilege to serve everyone in Hardin County for this many years. I started in the county attorney's office in 1981. and then went full-time to the engineer's office in 1987 and won election in 2014. And I'm still here, living the dream. But I appreciate everybody's support. Thanks.
Congratulations.
40 years is a long. I started when I was 3. I'll use your language.
Thank you. In other business, I have Wes here. Want to give a kind of an update?
Yeah, I can kind of brief you on our board meeting that we had this week. We had our meeting Monday night, the Conservation Board meeting. We had several things on the agenda. The first one was the pipeline. Summit Pipeline has been approaching us about going across one of our properties. So we've been listening to them at our meetings. They've come back at us with a couple of proposals. We did have Daryl there the other night to advise us on some things, but we have not signed. I want to stress this, as nothing has been signed, no agreements have been agreed to. We're just listening at this point. And they're presenting things to us, but just to stress, nothing has been signed because I've had a couple calls asking if we've signed anything with them, and that is not true. We've not signed anything with them at this point. And I don't know what the board's gonna get with that in the future. The second thing we had was an easement request from Alliant Energy. They're putting a new box culvert in Elk Creek on River Road. And they need to move Alliant Energy needs to move some power lines. So they need to do some tree work and things like that. So they were asking the board for an easement on that. We did need a little more information from them on that easement. So they will be providing that to us at our next meeting. So we table that to our next meeting. We did have a land gift from a gentleman, Dwayne Lloyd, left 10 acres of property to us in his estate. We have been talking to the estate attorney with that, and found out some things with as far as if we can sell it to a family member or what. We did not come to a comparable price with a family member, so I think we're gonna accept the gift at this point until a later time. The board decides to do something else with the property. So at this time, they are accepting the gift for that 10 acres. We also had our big engineering study being done on our septic project at the campground. We did receive a contract from the engineer we're working with on that. So we presented that to our board. They approved that. I need to visit with Jolene because we will be using some of that COVID money for this engineering work that's going to be done on that septic issue, and hopefully we'll be getting that started this summer with bids and things like that. And then was just some heating and cooling issues in the office that we had to work with, but that's kind of a brief synopsis of our meeting on Monday night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got anything else going on at the book club?
As far as improvements,
Any projects? Anything?
not at the current time. If we get the septic project going, that'll be a big thing going on there. So getting that up to date and improved and the campground. So
Okay. Thanks. Is there any other business?
I could just remind people that their property taxes are due. They have till March 31st to pay. They can either pay online with an e-check for 25 cents or a credit card, it's 2.25%. They can mail it in. They can come to our office. We are open to the public, not by appointment for tax. And they can use our Dropbox 24/7. So there's multiple options for them to pay their taxes. And they just want to get them paid or postmarked by the 31st to avoid any penalty.
Thank you. Votes.
Votes are renewable this year. They're renewable every 3 years. So this is the year, and to avoid a penalty, you want to pay by April 30th.
Any other business?
It has really nothing to do with business, but
Like, why don't we hold off on that one then? Thank you.
very simply,
And I could ask for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. Been moving second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.